Hi everyone, Comic Reviewer here, this time doing part 2 of the origin of Shazam. Now, as you know, in a couple of issues of the New 52 Justice League comics, each story was building up to Shazam, which was meant to feature the New 52 version of Billy Batson, his potential to become a superhero, him eventually joining the Justice League. And the story starts off with Miss Clover and Billy pretty much heading up to the house with Billy's potential foster sibling saying, "That's him. I thought he was our age. He looks short. Looks like an easy target to me. Don't even think about it, Freddy. I can't see." And so they head off to meet Billy. And we see how Billy doesn't like the house, saying, "What a dump. It's a perfectly fine home, Billy. One far better than the last one, I might add." And he talks about running off to the subway, which Miss Clover says she can't risk and didn't want to lose her pension. And also says that she's still his problem for 3 more years until he's 18. Which Billy says, "You mean 3 more years of nagging? Only if you get kicked back to the orphanage again, you miserable brat." So they insult each other, and this is the moment you can tell they're trying to play nice, pretty much welcome him in, and we're introduced to the New 52 versions of the potential Shazam family. Now, fun fact, in the New 52 version, Billy and Mary aren't related. This one, they're more foster siblings. And Freddy in this one is meant to be blonde. So we're kind of introduced to where the family welcome him in with open arms. Pretty much Billy's foster family bring him hot chocolate and that. And we're introduced to each member of the potential Shazam family, with Mary pointing out how she rescued a bunny from a testing lab thing, and they did cover this in the first issue of the DC Rebirth Shazam comics. And you have Freddy, who is meant to be kind of like a smooth-talking con man, and a guy who can do many things. We're introduced to Pedro, who is basically kind of like the big dumb guy, but with a good heart. You've got Eugene, who's basically the brains, and Darla, who's kind of the heart and soul to the potential Shazam family. So, of course, they basically have Billy Batson being shown to his room, and where she's been giving all the rules. And pretty much they say that they're a family and they stick together. And this is the moment you can tell Billy says, "Really? The family rule? Let's get one thing straight, Tiny Tina. Okay. The only rule around here is I leave you alone, and you leave me alone. I'm not your brother. We're not family. None of us really are." And this is the moment you can tell Darla does feel a bit hurt, and you can tell Billy kind of may realize, okay, I may have pushed too far. And this is where you can tell Mary does lay the ground rules and talks about how her family are dead, even though they're not, which is implied she sees them as dead to her, and Freddy's parents are in prison, and points out that Darla's parents just left her here and didn't want anything to do with her, and cried herself to every month. And Billy says, "So?" And you can tell Mary's shocked, saying, "You don't care about anyone but yourself, do you? How sad is that?" And this is a moment you can tell Billy does feel a bit bad, and pretty much looks at an old picture of his parents, and keep in mind that we did see the New 52 version of Billy's father, who is still alive. And pretty much he does kind of show to feel a bit bad, and also does say, "I didn't mean to make her cry." And then we're introduced to the New 52 version of the Wizard looking on, and him saying, "Weird." And yeah, this is part 2. So this story is not too bad. I think you can tell Billy pretty much is meant to be a bit of an outcast, is meant to sort of doesn't really see much as family. And yeah, this is a realistic thing, as there are people like Billy who become withdrawn, believe they're in the right, and sometimes when someone tries to be there for them, they sort of push them away. So I think the story is alright, so it definitely deserves a thumbs up. Still good, and still alright. So, Comic Reviewer here, signing out.